Hey guys, it's Steven from Steven's Classic Garage, and welcome to video 2 of my review of the Harbor Freight Spectrum Black Widow, which is Harbor Freight's newest spray gun as of 2019. So here's the spray gun. I was originally saying that this is going to be a breakdown video, but I decided to do a first thoughts video before that. So altogether, there's probably going to be a couple videos, probably 4 or 5 videos in each 11.25 minute long, reviewing this gun, at least the HTE version, the version that I have. So my first impressions are with this gun, we're going to start off with the box. So as you probably have heard with this box, you probably heard a couple people, obviously this is not an unboxing, I've already unboxed it, but a lot of people have stated that one of the coolest things with this box is that when you get it first, it has a seal, on the bottom. So here is the seal on the bottom, and you can see it says original product, original, authentic product, and it has a seal on the top. So you can see here that this is how the seal goes on. And so what it allows you to do is also the Spectrum, the regular model, the regular Spectrum paint gun, which is the nickel coated, that one does not have this seal on it. So this way you could look right on the shelf and be able to tell if someone's messed with the spray gun or not. So that way you know that nobody's gone through it and stolen the cap and you haven't noticed, all that jazz. So here's the box. It is really nice, coming from Harbor Freight. The front is a gloss, has a gloss image there, and then on the back it talks a little bit more about the specifications for this gun. So easy access for maintenance, precise spray pattern, self-adjusting seals, forged gun body, so dropped forged gun body, so aluminum gun body, swivel fitting, which I think is a really cool feature, is that this bottom fitting actually spins, free spins, so that way your hose doesn't get kinked up when you're spraying. Performance grip, high flow air passages, precision adjustment control knobs, coated interior for maximum cleanability. And we're going to talk more about that in the teardown, which is the third video of the series. So air inlet is a 1/4 18 NPS, 20 ounce 600 cc cup, 11.8 CFM at 35 psi. So the HTE is rated at 35 psi, which is extremely high, and the noise that this thing makes at 35 psi when you're flowing air through it is pretty crazy. So I think that that's pretty insane. Tip size 1.3. I don't know, you'll have to find the original manufacturer to get new nozzles and everything for this gun, if you want to do that, because I don't think Harbor Freight has any extra available, so you're stuck with 1.3. But 1.3 and 1.4 is pretty standard for most top coat, base coat, clear coat, unless you're putting some sort of external flake in. If you have a bag of flake and you're adding that in where the flake is bigger, then you might need a bigger nozzle to get that to flow out. And here 1435 psi input, and you can see here with pattern, fan width is 9 inches, 9 to 12 inches, and you have the fade out zone, which is the little specks, and then you have the solid dry core. So that's what it looks like there, and on the inside it comes really well packed. You get a plastic cup, the 600 cc cup, and you get a toolkit here that has your brush and a very nice wrench. And also the wrench comes with a nice little pry bar, and at first I was like, why would they have this? And then it's for opening paint. So great for opening a can of paint, that's super cool. And then to do everything that you need to do on the gun. And then it has some stuff for adjusting, and then this has a turn down piece. I don't know what this turn down piece is for this Allen. Then it has a seal in here, and it has another smaller Allen. And then it has a cleaning brush. Very strange why this is, and I kind of don't like this for a couple of reasons. Number one, as you can see here, it's got a piece of steel or aluminum wire wrapped around it with a very, very sharp edge sticking out there. So that could cause some serious damage internally if that scrapes up against the inside. And then it has this piece here on the outside. So if I wanted to use that, I've used my old gun has one of these without the top brush. So I did use this to help clean. So that's the box, and it comes mounted on this piece. Super nice. Now let's talk obviously about the main attraction, the gun. So let's take off this cup, and we'll start from the top to the bottom and be as brief as I can. So obviously the main thing about this compared to the Spectrum is the machining quality and the overall quality. Now the machining on this insert is really, really good. Any scratch is probably from me. So this insert is brilliant quality. I already have the filter stuck in there. The tolerance for the filter is amazing. It just pushes right in there. And then you have to go from the inside and press a little button to get it to come out. If I could even get it to come out. It's just so tight, the fitment here. So you can see there. You could actually hear it rub against the wall as you push it in there. And then you could reach inside and pull the little nub to get it to pull all the way in. So this is beautiful. It is not see-through. I cannot see through it. No, you can't really see through it. Well, you can't see through it. You might be able to see through it partially. It is difficult to see through both sides, but if you look through this way, you can kind of see through it. So, because you could see in here, you could see the sticker there, but if you look through, obviously you can't see the black sticker on the other side. And here it has all of the stuff here, the Spectrum, and up top it has a small little probe hole there for and it has a really small. I like that because my old cap, it had a big hole and it had a lot of issues of paint spilling and possibly spilling on your panel. So now it has a very, very small hole that I could splosh to, and a small hole at the top. So I really like this, and I like this even better than my aluminum cup that I've had for my other gun. So now and this comes with a cap on the end to protect the aluminum. Really, really nice. So I'll put that back on. So here it is back on to protect the aluminum. Really, really nice. I would suggest you keep that and you use it. So here's the gun itself, and this is a drop forge gun. So there's no seams, or if there was any seams, that they polished it really, really well. You could actually see there was a remnant of a seam right there. But you can see it goes all the way from the trigger all the way down the anodization. And we'll talk about the anodization later on the teardown video. Anodization is not perfect, and I'll show you where they kind of goofed. But other than that, the fitment, and you can see like inside here, the threads are nice and clean. Any sort of burrs you can't see. And inside, here on the air cap, really, really nice. And you can see how clean the top of the nozzle is. There's no bumps from it being dropped. There's no burrs. It's nice and sharp. And you'll see that these holes, they do have a little bit of a burr and a little bit of nicking on the inside, these little air passages. So we'll have to talk about that during the teardown. But everything on the outside is pretty much immaculate. Now with the trigger pull, just like you hear online, it does have a very heavy trigger pull. There is a giant spring in here, a very, very tightly coiled spring with a decent pitch, because generally the higher the pitch, the stiffer the spring, and the less the turns, the stiffer the spring. So it does have a very, very heavy trigger pull, and the dials are tight. So this is nice and tight, and there's no play at all, and it's really, really nice to turn. This is really nice to turn. All the threads are really nice. This is air control, fluid control, fan control. So everything is very, very nice. The swivel, very nice. Obviously on the old Spectrum, this is where the air control used to be. They moved it up to here. So everything is really nice. The only issue I have is, of course, they always have this, but it has a little bit of play back and forth in this area here. But you can see that the pins, even the pins, are very nicely machined. Now, one of the issues I have is that if you see here, when I pull, if you notice, it's moving. So what happens is there's a little plastic slide in there. I don't know if you can see it, but there's a little plastic slide. And obviously when this is rotating around this, it's actually traveling in an arc, not a straight line. So this thing does move to another position, and it does like slip to that next position. So luckily there's plastic in there to kind of help with it slip into that position, but when I put my finger on it, it feels like it's pretty stiff. So I don't know where that movement is coming from. Anyways, and you can see in here nothing's really serviceable on the gun. It's just one of those things where when it goes down you replace it. So everything's really smooth, and even when it was brand new, I could hear a little, when you would pull the nozzle in, you could hear it pull a vacuum here. Alright, so stay tuned for the teardown.